Thank you so much. And of course, as promised, we are getting into the thing that we call a movement. Yes, January is the month for change and new beginnings. And for me, it's about self-improvement and setting myself up to achieve the goals I've set for the year ahead. So I'm sharing some of my favorite get active exercises. And this is something that both myself and Seb have been talking about. And he's also added some of his favorites into this one as well. So we're going to take you through a demo and also chat about the importance of exercise and movement for our overall well-being. And plus, I'm going to ask this man if he's got any tips just to help us stay active. And on top of that, discuss the importance of staying hydrated when exercising, moving, doing anything that is fun like we discussed earlier. And of course, Seb, the man is here to do the things, brother. So I believe that you have a little bit of a niggle when it comes to the knee.
Just a little one, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be watching that. But I think that's a great thing to mention for anybody else starting out here.
Exactly.
A lot of us do have imperfect bodies. We have imbalances, we have niggles and injuries. So I think, like you were mentioning earlier, it's great to take things slow.
To take things slow and to try and work around things. So, you know, do whatever is pain-free. If it's hurting, adapt the movement, do something else. But we're going to show you that even if you do have a little bit of a sore something, you can make a plan around that.
A little sore something. So don't worry, we've got you covered. You're in safe hands over here. So essentially, Seb and I were chatting about what's the most effective way to get a workout in with the minimal amount of movement, but really target the entire body, all right? So we put the first few exercises together and we thought, hey, this is something we can also have fun with. We can create a flow out of this as well. So pay attention as we do the following. We're going to start off with something nice and easy, nice and simple. We're going to start with a high plank, work out the core at the same time, as well as stabilizers of the shoulders. It's a really simple movement. We're essentially stacking our weight or having our shoulders stacked right above our hands. So you don't be too far forward or too far leaning back, and you don't want to have your glutes sticking outwards. Nice neutral spine, and we're holding this position. Now, if you want to step it up a little bit, what you can do is try get the outside knee. So let's say your right knee to touch the right elbow. So essentially bringing it together, you'll force that contraction of the obliques and the abs, and then exactly the same thing on the other side. Nice and simple, and you can stand up straight after that. Essentially, it's a movement that you can hold for about 30 seconds, or you can incorporate it into a flow like we're going to show you right now. Seb, you want to bring us that next exercise? You want to work on a squat or a lunge?
So the next exercise is a reverse lunge.
Nice.
So you're just really engaging the core, dropping back into it. You're going to feel it in your glutes and your hamstrings. This is a really nice movement, body weight movement, and it's the whole lower body.
Yeah.
And like I said as well, you're engaging your core because there's a lot of balance involved. So it's a great exercise to do with minimal equipment.
It is, man, and a lot of the time I think this is an exercise that you can incorporate just on its own. If you do about 3 sets of this between, let's say, 8 to 12 reps, you're really getting great stimulation, like Seb said, on all those parts of the body. Man, apart from working out like this, it's also important to hydrate, right?
Precisely, yeah.
What's your reason in terms of hydrating when we exercise? I know for me, it's obviously about regulating your body temperature, which helps, and that cools you down. But there's more than that, right?
Yes, I mean, you're losing water a lot of the time when you're sweating, when you're working out. And obviously, it's a vital part of your nutrition, as we were speaking about earlier in the show. So it's important to replace that water that you lose. And also, if you can, to have some kind of electrolyte, because that's also a part of hydration. So your magnesium and your sodium. But it's just a base, it's to help support the basic functions of the body, which, you know, you're losing water as you train. So just to replace that, replenish those stores, and to keep you feeling good throughout the workout.
Yeah, and I'm already feeling those stores releasing right now. I'm already getting my sweat on, but I must just say something that Seb and I are wearing. Seb's got the shorts and I see in the shoes. I've got the full gear on, and I'm wearing Woolies athleisure wear, and it's something so exceptional because it's got moisture management fabric to keep me cool and dry, right? So all of that fluid that I'm losing, it's actually being used to cool me down. With these items, I can unlock the motivator in me and obviously get everybody hyped up and excited, because when you look good, you feel good too, right? Come on. Now, Seb, one last exercise we're going to do for this one. Obviously, the squat, it's a great exercise, but it's something that's often not practiced properly. So again, have a neutral spine. A lot of people have cues about knees not going over the toes. It's not so much of an issue as long as you're practicing good form, right?
Precisely, and I think the main thing is to just make sure that when you're squatting, that your knees are in line with your toes, that they're pointing in the same direction. A lot of the time, you know, knees over toes, slightly more bent forward, that's contingent on the dimensions of your body. So if you have longer femurs, people are going to tend to lean more forward. So we often don't have so much control over that, but as long as you're focused, you're present, you're engaging your core, you're making sure that your knees are going, as I said, in the same direction as your toes, you should be fine.
Absolutely brilliant. All right, so we're going to just show you quickly how you can put all 3 of these moves together, incorporate it as both sets, working out models, or just getting the fat burning, all right? So what you want to do is essentially start off with a lunge. So essentially we go for the right leg, reverse lunge, and then the other side for another reverse lunge, straight into that squat that we just discussed, and then going into the high plank straight after that. You can do a step down version, or you can jump back like Seb, touching those elbows with the legs, and then going back to the restart and into your reverse lunge position. I gotta say, this is something that's gonna get your sweat on, and just in time for this, Woolies have these great cans of natural spring water. Let me get one for you there, brother. I love how these look. They are absolutely exceptional. Still water from Drakensberg. It's a natural spring water. It's convenient while you work out and on the go. I mean, it honestly fits so nicely into like a cup holder, in my pocket even, a lunchbox, you name it. And on top of this, the natural spring water is canned at source for refreshing, let me tell you, natural taste. And it's been influenced by the delicate balance of pH and mineral content. What do you think, brother? Refreshing?
Delicious.
Cheers, man. Right, now's the time to work on yourself, set your goals, and exercise. And remember to stay hydrated. Cheers.